That is a white wall. Anyway, the Buccaneers season 2. Guys, you probably know this about me because I'm way too transparent on this channel, but I am an incurable romantic. Okay, I am a hopeless romantic. And one of the biggest tragedies of my life is that I will never get to experience the love between Lizzy and Mr. Darcy. Like, I don't even want to be Lizzy. I don't even want to be Mr. Darcy. I just want to experience it. I want to experience things, and the things I want to experience, the things I want to experience is the love between Lizzy and Mr. Darcy. And I will never, that doesn't exist. It's a thing of fiction. That kind of stuff does not exist in real life, and no one can change my mind about that. I'm so sorry. I am a hopeless romantic and a cynic. Leave me alone. But because I'll never experience it, I have to live vicariously through these characters, these made-up fictional characters in TV shows like The Buccaneers. And now you know why I'm so excited about this TV show, and now you know why I'm going to be so deranged discussing this TV show, because I need to start off with a very important thing that we need to establish as the base of why this show is so freaking amazing. And listen, maybe it is copied from the Bridgerton show. I don't know. I've never watched a TV series, and I know I will. Eventually I will. But the thing that grabs me by the toes, that slap was so hard. Oh my god. The thing that grabs me by the toes with that TV show is the fact that even though they try to make it somewhat realistic with the idea that women belong to men and marriage is an economic proposition, like Flo said, and the way that I don't know her and I call her Flo anyway, and there's all of these societal rules and whatever, even though they still play up to that very realistic idea of this world, this is basically a fantasy. This is basically a fantasy TV show, because the way that they portray, like, falling in love and having a crush and being enchanted by someone, despite them living in this patriarchal world, the way that they portray that they represent that they act that is so goddamn wholesome. And we see it in this episode between, what's her name? Lizzy and the Parliament dude. We see it, when they have butterflies and are crushing and whatever. Like, the way that they do this, like, these scenes, these parts of the TV show is so fun and so romanticized. Like, they romanticize the romantic parts of the show to a T. To a T. They just have. Do you remember the thing between Nan and Guy, and then the thing between Nan and her Duke? It was all so fun to watch because it's so goddamn romantic. And for the people like me, the hopeless romantics who are cynics and don't believe they will ever experience that kind of love in their lives, we need TV shows like this. Just the initial note before I do my review, because you needed to know that, okay? You needed to know that. Now, hello there, my name is Joe. Welcome to the channel of delusional theories and delusional people. And by people, I just mean me, okay? Welcome back if you're not new here, and let's get into the Buccaneers season 2. And just to recap the major shit that was left hanging off a cliff last season, it was our baby girl, I forget her name, Nan's sister, who was running away from her abusive relationship, and Guy, who was going with her to pretend to be her husband because she's a woman in the Victorian era, or whatever era this is, where women belong to men only. So Guy had to go with her, and I cannot tell you, guys, I cannot tell you how much I enjoy the idea that Guy is in love with Nan, and he went with her sister as a favor to Nan, and even though Nan and Guy are, like, apart for a long time, because it's been weeks, by the end of the episode, it's been weeks that they are apart for a long time, they still have those feelings for one another, and it's, like, across continents and across oceans. I mean, I think they are, like, in Greece or something. Anyway, across continents and across oceans. They still have those feelings for each other, and they still want each other, and they're both sacrificing themselves for, the good of someone else, and they're sacrificing their love for the good of someone else. I eat that shit up every single time. I ate it up. I ate it up. And I did again. And then at the end, when she wore that amazing red gown and she painted the town red, scarlet, sorry. Time appropriate. Period appropriate. And to distract attention from her sister's news in the news. Oh, I was eating it up. I was eating it up. I'm sorry. I don't care if it's cringy. I eat it up every time. But yeah, the thing with Nan's sister happened, and I had a thing about the first season because when they were like playing hide and seek and whatever, and the monster's sister told her lesbian lover, I don't remember these people's names, okay? When the monster's sister told the lesbian lover he's a monster, I was expecting her to do something, to say something, to just comment something about it so that they can connect the dots. And I couldn't for the life of me understand why they didn't until the last episode. It's because they needed this dramatic thing with Guy and living in whatever. I'm enjoying the romance, so I don't care about the inconsistencies in the writing. I don't care, okay? I'm enjoying it. I don't care. I don't care about the inconsistencies in the writing. Give me romance and I will overlook anything. Give me believable romance and I will overlook anything. If you guys are watching my favorite movies of all time series, which no one is watching, but anyway, if you are, you will understand that I don't care. If you give me like romance or emotions in a way that I can believe them, I will overlook so much. And anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the monster. I didn't understand that. But well, that's what's happening with Nan's sister. She's okay now. She's safe with Guy. She's pretending to be Guy's wife because, of course, she has to. I think they're in Greece or in Italy or someplace like that. Certainly not Cyprus, although that would be cool. Anyway, and by the end, even the attention that was on her is not on her anymore because Nan wore the bad bitch paint the town scarlet, red dress. And the whole episode, she spends the whole episode asking bad bitch mother Duchess where her sister is. And I mean, I do agree with her because it's safer if Nan doesn't know. It's safer if she can't be tortured for that information. And we even see the little asshole monster coming to like literally threaten Nan. I will find her. I will find your sister. Do you want me to tell her anything for you? And I mean, knowing this man, like I know this man, he will find her. He will. And I just hope that him and Guy joust, at least. Because I can totally see how Nan's sister is going to fall for Guy. I can totally see that. Like, these girls fall for these guys like this. Which, I mean, fucking relatable, to be honest. But I can totally see how she would fall for Guy. And in like the back recesses of my mind, like right here in the occipital cortex, my neuroscience classes were a long time ago, okay guys? In the recesses of my mind, I kind of want them to fall in love. But I prefer the, distance lovers, like looking at the moon at the same time type of thing, more than I prefer the escaped abused woman falling in love with her savior. So yeah, that's my opinion on that. And yeah, like I agree with the Duchess. Like, she shouldn't know. It's fine, but I'm sure she will find out at some point. I mean, she's Nan. She always gets her way somehow. I mean, she did not with the wedding, and well, that is going to bring up so much drama, and already has, because baby boy the Duke is already figuring out that some shit is not working out. Like, he saw the signs. He saw signs. He saw the coat there. He saw the little tissue. And so, by the way, the name of the Guy Thorpe's name was engraved in the tissue way too big. That's way too big. It should be way smaller. But anyway, he saw the first sign. He's going to be suspicious. For sure, it's going to continue like this. He's going to start realizing that his baby boo, Nan, is not completely in on the marriage. Eventually, with all of the Nan's sister Guy shenanigans, because Remember, Nan did not tell the Duke about anything. She told him that her sister left, But she didn't tell him that she left with Guy. He doesn't know that. He thinks Guy is traveling the world, being a boy in the world. But no, no, no. And when he finds out, he's going to be so suspicious. He's going to be like, why is Guy with her? And why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you want me to know that Guy is with her? Why? Why? So I can totally see how slowly through the season, the Duke will start seeing the signs of what's been happening, and eventually something will happen and he will figure it out, or she will finally cave and tell him, which, by the way, I think she should have. I think she should have, because then they could actually start from it from an honest, standpoint. And I don't know, she's been in love with him before. Maybe she could be again. I mean, she kind of said she thought she was in love with him, but I mean, she's like, what, 18, 19? What does she know? You know? So I disagree with the idea that she should keep it a secret. I think she should absolutely tell him. He will find out eventually. This is, after all, a period TV show about romance, about fantastical romance that would never happen in real life. So he will find out. Anyway, she's now the Duchess. I was about to say the Duchess of Edinburgh. What's that from? Maybe real life. I don't know anything about the royalty. Anyway, she's a Duchess. She's dressing very much in mature dresses, kind of giving Alicent a little bit. And I hated it. I loathed her dress. I hated the whole thing. Her mother-in-law fitting her for a dress for the party, basically being dictating everything that she has to do. Loathed it, hated it to the bottom of my heart, and I will dread it the whole entire season. But she's doing her duties, she's keeping her shit as Duchess, she's at the same time helping her sister, and she is fucking smart. She's fucking smart, and now on top of her fake marriage, to protect her sister, having to take on the limelight for her sister, this baby girl found out what? Which we also found out, who her mother is. The way that that interaction by the little how do you call that? Chariot. The thing with the horses that carries them to other places. When they were having that interaction of, oh, how long ago did you guys fall out? And the aunt, which by the way is the little mister. I didn't know this. I don't keep up with the casting, guys. I had no idea. I didn't know. But the aunt is like, oh, and then her mother's like, oh, about 19 years ago, you know how old you are. And she immediately figured it out. You could see, good actress. Loved her since Looking for Alaska. You could immediately see in her eyes that she figured it out right then and there, and that she knows that her aunt is her mother. And I mean, just yet another thing for her to deal with, because she obviously doesn't have enough on her plate. You know, being such a mature adult 19-year-old. So you find out about the aunt, that it's the real mother. And I don't know what's happening. I don't know who's writing these scripts. I've been talking about this for a while. I think there's someone in Hollywood. There's someone there who had a horrible relationship with their sister, had a lot of trauma with their sister involving some man, another man. And this person has been writing all of these scripts, because why is this plotline in Long Bright River? Why is this plotline in The Better Sister? Why is this plotline here again as well? I feel like I'm seeing it everywhere, and I just, what's the probability of a similar plotline about sisters shedding a man, and then those relationships are always problematic and abusive and whatever, and all of these TV shows come out in the same year? What's the probability of that? I guarantee there's someone out there in Hollywood just writing a bunch of scripts about sisters and their messed up relationship with one man. But anyway, we find out that the story that we heard about Nan's mom was not exactly the truth, because Nan's aunt, little Mr. Blair Waldorf, basically, Blair Waldorf, Nan's mom, was her mother's younger sister, her aunt. And this was back when they didn't have a big business, when they were just struggling through life. And Nan's sister was already born. The aunt stayed in their house because she was poor and had nowhere to stay. Right? I'm assuming. I think that's what they explained, basically. And she was, I mean, we are meant to believe that she was she wasn't a minor by today's standards, but she was also not an adult. She says she was younger than Nan is now, and Nan is 19. So she was potentially like 18, 17. And the idea, I think, the vibes that I caught is that, what's his name? Tracy? That Tracy groomed her and lured her into his bedroom. He probably did like a shtick of, you are staying in my house, how are you going to repay me, bitch? Probably something like that. And her being young and naive just played along until it wasn't a game anymore. And I mean, we've been seeing this again. We've been seeing this plot arcs so many times. Like, that's the same thing that happens in Long Bright River, by the way. The guy grooms her since she was like 14. Anyway, Nan's biological mother, her aunt, was groomed by Tracy, and then she got pregnant and she left. And we also find out that she came back for the baby and was not given access to the baby. And bet you this is going to come back to bite them all in the ass, because they're going to cause problems for all of them. Like, I can already see how the season is going to develop based on how they establish these characters in the first episode. And by the way, great way to do it, because I don't mind seeing how a season is going to turn out if then they just do it incredibly well. And the troubles between Nan, the Duke, and Guy are going to be like all around Nan truly loving Guy and not the Duke, and her decision to help her sister, and the revelation that the guy is with her sister, and everything that happened and all the shenanigans, like her Nan involving the Duke's mother and everyone lying to him. That's like the arc of the season for him, for sure. And then for the sister is going to be eventually to, have the confrontation with the monster, eventually, winning over somehow and being able to come back and whatever. And for Nan and her mother and her father and her biological mother, it's going to be this revelation. She finds out in the first episode, but she's going to be lying about it for a very long time, pretending she doesn't know anything. The sisters are going back together to New York, so they will get a lot closer together. The divorce will go through. So like the dynamics of the family will change, and eventually they will have this explosion, this conversation about what happened back then, why the aunt wasn't allowed to take the baby. Probably it's going to be one of those things where we knew you wouldn't be able to take care of her. We were just trying to do the best for Nan. It's going to be something like that. And then eventually at the end, they will all make peace with one another and go to a ball. Probably. That was a good chunk of the episode cover there. And then we get, oh my god, you guys, you're not gonna believe my prediction for the Duke. You're not gonna believe it. Because, 2 seconds. 1 and 2. Who do you think? Because the Duke is going to separate from Nan at some point. Because Nan is gonna be with Guy. Because Guy is gonna save his sister and eventually make sure that she can come back. And Guy can come back as well, so Nan and Guy will have their thing. So the Duke and Nan will separate. How? I have no idea. Maybe it's gonna be like officially she's with the Duke, and officially she is with Guy. But who is going to take the Duke? Because this is a period TV show about romance, about fantasy romance, because none of this can happen in real life. Who will the Duke take? Because the Duke can't be single for sure. Please tell me, because I've been having a phase of being too delusional about the romantic vibes that I see in people in TV shows. Please tell me that I didn't see the Duke and Lizzy making eyes to each other at the wedding. Please tell me. Because Lizzy is having that little thing with the Parliament guy. But I have a feeling that the Parliament guy is going to turn out to be an asshole, the dirtbag, and then the Duke is going to be like, oh, I'll save you. I got you. And that's going to be the moment when their feelings kind of get revealed. If I predict this whole season, But I think that's going to be her plot arc. She's going to once again fall for an asshole because the appearance, everything about him seems very positive, seems perfect, seems amazing, and she's going to believe it again, and she's going to once again fall for the asshole after she's healed so much, and then she's going to be saved by the Duke. And then she's going to realize that she has feelings for the Duke, but then it's going to be like the third time she's going to be like, no, I can't, because my bat signal for men, I don't know if I'm using this reference correctly, probably not. My radar for men has been so wrong so much in the past. I even though I like you, I can't be with you because I think it's wrong again and I can't trust it. Maybe this is just a personal issue that I'm projecting on the character. Anyway, and then the third season is like them, fixing everything together and eventually getting a vibe. Maybe I'm just delusional about this whole thing, but I saw vibes. Anyway, and then we have such a fun part because it's about, what's her name? Conchita. Conchita's whole business with her hubby and the hubby's family and the hubby dad dying and passing on the business to the hubby and them all being poor because now the hubby doesn't have money because the business is dry, whatever the hell the business is, because I don't remember. And Conchita's father lost a lot of his money, so she doesn't have money either. And the way that, first of all, those parents are hilarious. Like if the monster wasn't in that family, most hilarious family of the whole show, first of all. Second of all, the way that they were like huddled in a circle and Conchita was like, you guys had to talk. You had to talk it out. Your dad is dying. You gotta talk about it. And their British little asses are just like, so, and then it's over. That was so funny. But when Conchita asks them, so how did you solve it last time in your last crisis? And they literally said, we married a rich American. I'm sorry, that was funny as hell. And then her going to the Americans, to the rich Americans, to scam them for money as well. Hilarious. If you can't beat them, join them, right? But anyway, that was the first episode. This is my reaction to it. And I'm so happy that this is... I had no idea this is coming out so soon because I just binged the Buccaneers season 1. But yeah, I'm just really happy. I'm enjoying it as I enjoyed season 1. I know for a fact it's going to be one of those series of television that I binge watch, rewatch many, many times. It's going to happen. Anyway, I will see you back here next week. Leave me in the comments your predictions if you agree with any of mine. And if you want to support me and support the work that I do here, you can like, comment, subscribe, join my membership, or join my Patreon. I will be back here tomorrow with Criminal Minds, Friday with Murderbot and Duster, and potentially with the little binge of We Were Liars, because there's no way I'm not watching that show. I mean, I love the actress from Gossip Girl, the reboot one. So I'm watching the show. And I'm also binge watching The Bear because it's coming out to season 4 soon. And I had the impression that it was shit. Like the last seasons were shit. Just the first one was okay. So let's see. I love the first season. I'm gonna start binging the second soon. And yeah, that's it from me today, guys. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.